on Utopia Podcast. The party met at Gilda's before heading to the Carousel Court, where they met Weaver, Linus, and Morgus. They conversed over coffee and croissants and learned more information about what had happened and what the court is and what they know. And that is where we find the party.
Build a resume, why don't you?
So, all right. I just need to know how you're useful to us and our mission. A barking dog distraction can be provided by any person on the street.
Well, I need to know how you're useful to me in my mission.
What mission is that? Graduating from grade school?
Hey! I graduated grade school in the middle of my class, thank you. Anyway.
So, any skills, talents?
Well, I'm self-taught because I'm
Ziba
smart
can,
enough to
like,
figure that out.
break people's spines, probably. She's very strong.
You want to arm wrestle?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, I'm all here for this. And Morgus will snap his fingers, and the little owl's gonna go.
Goodbye, Boofy.
Nice.
Let's go.
Goodbye, sweet prince.
Wait, who am I arm wrestling?
You're arm wrestling Weaver. Amazing.
Knock, knock, knock,
Okay.
knock, 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 knock. Okay, Wood, be on my side. Talk
Dun
to the
dun
fish.
dun 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 dun.
I think Morgus is gonna pick up like a bowl of the blueberries and like a plate of the croissants and start like shoving the blueberries into the croissants and then eating them that way.
Oh,
I wasn't ready. I had a bad grip.
Livy,
okay?
Livy
I
will
gotta
follow
try
that.
again.
Livy will follow that
I
example,
haven't
by the way.
rolled yet.
I don't care.
What did you get?
I rolled a 2, so I got an 8.
It's so
Okay.
fucking ridiculous. It's a 3. It would be really happy. Aw, no.
I did not have a good grip. I demand a redraw. It's
All
best
right.
to a 3.
This seems a little unfair, don't you think? And she looks around the room at everyone.
no, just well, give her might as well, huh?
If we do 2, we have to do 3. It's the only way for a fair competition.
Sure.
All right. 3, 2, and she has like her hand over your clasped hands. 1.
God damn.
Kidding me? That was the third one tonight. That's a
yeah. 8 for Dee Dee. 21 natural 20 for Weaver. Right. One more time. She actually kind of looks at you like, do we even need to do a third? That's 2 in a row. You can't win now.
Morgus is gonna lean over to Godfrey and be like, "You want to bet on this or no?"
No.
All right, you're.
Wow, Godfrey, the faith in me. Through the table!
You slam down Weaver's wrist with a 24 and her 9. And she kind of like shakes her hand and she's like, "You are strong." But still, I win.
I was
She
just
moves
going
back next.
easy on you the first 2 times.
She moves back next to Kapa and she grabs both of her hands and she was like, "All right, I've heard from them. What happened to you?" And Kapa tells her the same thing that she told you all at the healers. And Weaver kind of, a tear falls from her eyes and she looks at Kapa and she says, "You were there. You were there alone for 2 weeks. We thought you were somewhere else. You said it was gonna be somewhere else." Yeah, I thought I was gonna be somewhere else. But do you understand how infuriating that is? I could have helped. We could have found you. You wouldn't have to be. And Kapa just like squeezes her hand and you can see her like stop and look over at her friend and then realize everyone else is in the room and look around and kind of like, she kind of shakes her, Weaver kind of shakes her shoulders and, "Well, you're okay. And I'm grateful to all of you for that. Thank you."
Right.
Now, what do we do about this High Priestess?
Well, she's either a demon or is into demons. So she kind of... Alright.
How do you know she's a demon?
Oh, right. Didn't mention that part.
curious
She doesn't
about
have a
that.
reflection.
That would have been useful information.
We just got here.
Hello, greetings, welcome.
Like, hold your horses.
Why haven't any of our parties noticed this before?
So, like, and Livy will tell basically what happened when they went to K-pop's mother's house.
Yeah. Are you withholding anything?
At this point, I don't think that's a good idea. Their entire thing seems to be trying to find them, and like, if they seem trustworthy enough, I don't think he would withhold anything.
Okay.
Uh,
Do you know things about demons? I mean, we've been trying to figure out where the corruption around my Sharia lies and how that all originated, but haven't even thought about connecting them to demons.
Well, I know a little bit. Not a lot, but I'm aware that if you summon a demon, they're almost like a plague. They'll spread corruption until you kill the main one. So if she is a demon, she's gonna have to die. Or the demon she summoned is going to have to die for this to stop. Because if we don't stop it, this will all be everything. This entire city will be part of the demon land.
That's a mighty bold claim. Do you mind if I ask what resources you're finding this information in?
I can lend you some books. Well, I can't lend them. I don't have them out. They are in the university library. But I can recommend some very good reads.
I'd be happy to hear that. University library. What university?
What's the? I would know this because I worked there. What's the university in? Does it have a name?
The Bard College that you went to?
Yeah, because it's like an actual university.
Yeah, it's called Bailiwick College of the Arts.
Bailiwick College of the Arts.
Have I heard of Bailiwick College of the Arts?
Yeah, I would say in your time about town, you have heard of Bailiwick College of the Arts, as well as Sunset. Oh, fuck. what's the name of it?
The book is called Oh Fuck, What's the Name of It?
You know, I might have heard of that one. It's sort of in the back section once.
Yeah,
Sort of misplaced.
very misplaced. I think it's because it had the word fuck in it. They thought it was for other things.
Probably, you know, I hadn't really considered that at the time. I was just like, oh, that's interesting. That's not right. And then I put it in sort of the right general subject area.
Yeah, it keeps on getting back there. It's really annoying.
I haven't been back to that shop for a while. Sort of been holed up here, doing my own sort of research.
But yeah, that's it was a while ago. And this was before I focused more on trying to find out more about the Invisible War. Like I said, I'm not an expert. Demonology had less interest to me than history.
I understand that. It's sort of a niche subject.
But yes, that's from what I remember. That is case.
And you didn't find anything else around her in the temple, because something's not adding up here. Kapa and I met and started researching about 2 years ago. We know there was something happening then, but Guinevere has been alive for decades and never done anything treacherous before.
It could be possible it's not the real Guinevere.
What makes you think that?
It's just a hunch, but if this is recent, then either there are two possibilities: that she has been laying low and working her way up to eventually cause chaos, because she's in a very respectable position now, so she can cause the most damage. Or she has been replaced, and the person who replaced her is in her position of power to enact their mission. But those are really the only two options I see happening.
I mean,
I would say we have a little bit more on that, right? Because you saw the portrait in the chapel where she had a different colored eyes, correct? That was something that you both pondered over quite a bit.
Oh yes,
if I recall.
Indeed.
What color are her eyes now?
Wasn't it they're purple and they were green, or
They're
they're
purple
green
now
and they were purple,
brown.
something like that?
They're purple
brown.
now, but they were brown.
Interesting.
So, it's possible she's possessed.
Was there anything about purple eyes in the books you read this morning?
From what I read, it was just summoning. But maybe demons have purple eyes. Would I know anything about that if demons had purple eyes?
I'm also
give
pondering that.
me nature or religion.
I think I'm better at nature.
No.
Wow.
Just no.
Oh, I'm better at religion.
I'm more interested in the blueberries, and my little owl goes back into existence and starts nibbling at them with me.
19.
Yeah. Livy, you would know that there's no, mention anywhere in any books the connection of, a standard eye color for demons.
Well, I don't...
They're
Well,
kinda
they
like
all have
people, they
different
all have
colored
different colored
eyes. So it's... But do I know... would I have to roll an Arcana check or a history check to know if someone was taking over someone's body? Would there be an eye color? Would that be a possibility?
It's just not... It's not, something that you would It's not something that occurs often enough that there would ever be research on a correlation, nor is there anyone that would have actively
Yeah, that makes
researched
sense.
that in the world.
So I know they all have different colored eyes. So that's
It's all right. There'll
but
be
we
other
do know
clues.
her eyes changed colors. So it could also be she had a recent, because of her new abilities, their magic changed her eyes. But that's my theory. Either
That was sort of my next thought as well. Some casters of different varieties have magic manifests in all sorts of different ways. You know, I imagine you are you proficient with magic?
yes.
You've seen the sword.
I am. I'm mediocre at it.
Yeah, I imagine your manifestation might be quite a bit different than mine, or perhaps Linus, or you know.
What do you study? It seems if you know a little bit about religion. You seem to be a studious person.
I read books, and I don't know if I really study religion specifically. I'm a bit more of a I read a lot about the arcane. Again, I'm self-taught. I don't know if I said that. I thought it a few minutes ago. Sometimes I don't really say what I'm thinking. But I study more about the effects of and manipulation of the weave as it intersects with reality and the world and all of that. I'm an arcane caster.
That's fascinating.
Thank you. I find it quite fascinating myself. And then he'll go on like this litany of different like books that he's read, probably for like a minute and a half before.
Yeah, Livy will absolutely write them all down.
The little owl is gonna like crawl back up his arm and then like kind of just like nibble on his ear really hard. All right, fine. Sorry, I do that now and again. I ramble.
Oh no,
yeah.
I'm happy to listen.
Well,
Very fascinating.
It's not the most productive thing, and I eventually hit the wall anyway, so it sometimes gets stuck on a loop.
Livy will grin at you. Same. Ziba, it's my save Ziba, because she'll very loudly proclaim I'm talking too much.
Do you do
Ziba
that?
Ziba stands up while this
Dee.
is happening and kind of says, "If you join, I'll see you around, I guess. But thank you so much. I'm gonna go lie down, I think."
Sleep well, K-Paw. I'm sorry you had to go through what you went through, but it's very, very good to have you back among us.
It's nice to be here, Morgus.
Hi.
Is there more we should deliberate on while you sleep? Or shall we wait until you are awake?
I'm not sure I have the strength to do whatever plan you come up with, so just know that she is dangerous and be safe. Please. All of you.
Always.
All right. I would love to incorporate the K-Paw in this, but I think we do need to think of a plan as soon as possible. Normally, I would not talk about the assassination as en route, but
Hold
if
on.
she is a demon,
Whoa.
she cannot.
Whoa.
If she is a,
I'm sorry. That's a big word to bandy about.
if she is a,
That's the kind
If
of
she
thing where
is a
I don't want to
demon.
know about the plan. Okay.
if she is a demon, she cannot roam this mortal plane.
But if she's
Didn't you mention some kind of monster snails and frogs or something? How would we get around
They were
those?
gross looking.
They appear to have more be cropping up because sorry, I'm trying to find a way to phrase it. The church also had something similar. It didn't have the frogs and the snails or whatever, but it was definitely corrupted. So it seems like this is a correlation, maybe. Where she's popping up, these things are also appearing.
So we're fighting more than just one thing, and we have to get past the guards, and there might be acolytes in the building.
Yes, I propose. Right now, she's seeking sanctuary at the castle.
Smart.
Have you... I'm sorry, but you ran into her a couple of times outside the castle.
We did.
Correct.
So either we have to strike at her when she's outside the castle, or we have to gain the castle's favor and have them help us.
Do we know about, or enough about this demon lady to know what she cares about? Could we find a lure, perhaps? Get her where we want her, where we might have the advantage.
She cares a lot about finding Kepa. A lot. The moment
Are
we
you
mentioned...
sure it's about finding and not about hiding? Seems like she was left there for dead, and the last person that K-Paw saw was her.
I think she's very scared of people finding out.
Why was she at K-Paw's house? She already knew what K-Paw was.
I don't know, but I had the same thought.
Maybe she didn't know where Kepa was.
I think she did.
Well, think
Well,
about it.
Let's...
She was, Kepa was stuck there. And there was a demon dog summoned. It might be that she, something forced her to leave and she thought Kepa had left. Or maybe she was trying to get rid of anyone who know Kepa, so no one would
Because
ask
her
questions.
mom was asking too many questions.
Yes. You got it, Dee Dee.
I'm learning.
I will say that, Gilda seemed to have sensed the essence of transportation magic left over on K-Paw. So perhaps she wasn't there the whole time. She has no memory outside of what happened immediately before she vanished 2 weeks ago. She could have been somewhere else until very recently, for all we know.
What sort of somewhere else? Are you talking about, like, translocation?
That was what I assumed to have heard from Gilda, but I am not at all
I assumed that
learned in
the transportation magic was because of the summoned dog, because the dog was still there.
That is possible as well. But regardless, I think if we manage to get this false Genevieve out into a public setting and then showcase that she has no reflection, it would at least give us enough credence from the General Guard and others to take action.
Indeed.
It's a very legitimate way of going about things, Godfrey.
Does anyone have the spell Create Water?
I can create water and like Zviva gets ready to like huck a loogie.
No.
Morgus kind of turns around like, can you really? Not at all getting it.
I don't... The spell, Ziba.
Oh.
Fuck. Ed, this is
I
Ed.
can
This
spit
is
at
Ed.
an impressive distance.
God, this is Ed
Just
fucking
saying.
up.
We
Didi.
used to have
Alright.
contests at home. I
That's
always
actually
came in second place.
Rather impressive. You're welcome.
Yes, but does anyone else have a... Perhaps we could create a large body of water and freeze it.
Okay. Go
Well,
on.
we lure her to a very open spot. We create and freeze water, which would have a reflection, and her reflection would not show. Which would have a large amount of people being able to see she does not have a reflection. Because every other way we would have to carry around a giant mirror.
Or we could all just have a singular hand
Would a
mirror.
large amount of people be able to see that?
Well, perhaps we're thinking a bit
Maybe.
too large scale here. Rather than enough people and going by volume, perhaps we just need the right person to see that she doesn't have a reflection.
What about... Oh,
Mhm.
I had a friend is a funny and not 100% word, but a work colleague who was able to go into the castle and saw the princess. Perhaps, and she did not seem totally pleased with the situation. Perhaps if we were able to convince her.
That's one person who would certainly have credence and influence. It doesn't much solve the problem of... Well, the next problem would be getting an audience with the princess in the first place.
So, how about this? We go up to the castle. We knock on the door. The guard says, "Hey, what is your business here?" And we go, "Oh, we have this information for Genevieve. We know the location of K-Paw." Do you think that would be enough to garner enough attention?
Livy grins. I might have a way to at least get in the beginning. Didi and I have quests we wanted to turn into the guard anyway to get some money. That would give us a way into the castle to talk to the guard.
Livy, you would remember that Anchor had all of the wolf pelts.
His shit's probably still back there, right?
No, you saw them put it into a bag of holding and take
Those
it.
fucking assholes.
They didn't give us our money!
They stole our shit.
They didn't know.
Fair enough.
It was a crime scene.
Never mind then. Forget I said that.
Redacted.
The court would like for that statement to be redacted.
Listen, if you are new to podcasting and you're looking to get into it, Anchor is the way to go. Anchor is a free podcasting platform. It allows you to edit, record, upload, add music, completely all in one tool. Not only that, but it distributes your podcast across all platforms and has no minimum listenership to allow you to start gaining ad revenue. If you are new to podcasts and are looking to get your podcast out there, I definitely recommend Anchor. You can download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started. That's download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started.
Ziba would like to just pop her head into every nook and cranny. She's just gonna snoop into everything until someone stops her.
Yeah, I mean, there's not a lot. I guess, there is a bit to snoop in here in this room. Behind Weaver on the back wall, opposite of, the head of the table, is a large cork board. There are small nails, and there are different articles of things that have happened in town, supernatural things, weird underdark beasts, mentions of, weird occurrences, questionings of Mysheria. It's a conspiracy board, essentially, is what it looks like to someone else. But now that you all have found this book and you've heard K-Paw's story, you kind of look at it with fresh eyes of there's one thing that kind of pops out at you, and it's a sketch of like a large humanoid beast covered in hair, moving his arms very slowly. It looks like some kind of Yeti or Bigfoot.
The picture's moving?
It says wanted. Picture isn't moving, but he's sketched as if he's walking.
Oh, okay.
And it says wanted above the sketch of the Bigfoot.
Is there a Bigfoot in this world? You legally have to tell me if there's Bigfoot in this world.
How
Those
is
the
this
rules.
weird creature even related to Cape? Oh, I guess it's not Cape anymore. This is, what do we call this? The church conspiracy? I mean, some of them are bad. We don't know if they're all bad yet, right? Maybe it's just this sanction. She's like just kind of talking to herself in the room.
Maybe.
Are you speaking loud enough for others to hear you, or is it kind of like
Yes.
under your breath?
Yeah, she's definitely speaking up loud enough for people to hear, but kind of to herself because everyone seems to be chilling the food.
Cool. Weaver is like listening. She's got her head half turned between the conversation at the table and what you're saying, but she doesn't interact or answer any questions that you're kind of speaking to.
Are there like free nails on this board? Are they all attached to something?
No, there are nails in the cork that don't have papers.
Isabella's gonna start collecting them.
pressed through them.
She's gonna collect all the spare nails and she's gonna start making them into like a little star on the board.
I love it. All right. What's everyone else doing?
Livy will pause
Mhm.
and look at Ziba, and I think he's taken out a sheet of paper and is trying to like formulate very bad plans. I think like a little time has passed at this point, where he's kind of like drumming on the table. He's like, maybe we could. I don't know. We have to find a way to lure her out or infiltrate the castle. Maybe. We were talking about. No, that's not an option anymore.
It would seem to me that the best assessment would be of our own goals. Do we want to diminish her standing in the public and do very much public shaming of this imposter seeming? Or do we simply want to take her out completely? Or somewhere in between? Do we want to get some answers, sort of subdue this person?
Ziba's gonna turn around from the corkboard and plop into the seat next to you and be like, "Isn't public shaming bullying? I was told not to bully."
Right. Well, it was sort of... you're right, bullying's not a good thing to do. But it's sort of... if someone's not who they say they are, the truth should come out, right? So... if you do that publicly, you expose them as a hypocrite, I guess. And that's a good thing. Right?
It is
I'm going to look to Godfrey and be like,
it's basically like if
Yes, it's...
you went to school, right, Didi? It is like if a teacher gave you the wrong mark on the test. It is like calling them out publicly versus privately. You want as many people to be able to hear the teacher did something they weren't supposed to.
Weaver looks at you all.
Versus if you do it...
So snitches don't get stitches?
In this circumstance, no. Because this is a powerful person trying to hurt less powerful people.
I don't want anything public for our organization. I don't want all of us in a group in a place at one time. I don't want our name anywhere. I don't want any ties.
Well,
But we can
Alright,
give out the
then-
stitches instead.
we could
doesn't that make us the bullies?
have if we trust the royal crown to handle this, we could expose the truth to them, about her to them. But I don't know. The church is very, very tied to the royal crown, and I don't know if I would trust them to be able to, one, believe even the most factual information and then act upon it. If it was in the public eye, so to speak, then the royalty might not have
I'm
a
not sure if
choice.
it's true or not, but we haven't seen King Thedonis in the castle in weeks. Either he is in one room and hasn't left, or isn't there, which seems the more probable answer. And with all this
Well, before we
tension
do
with
anything-
Synthgrab, I'm not sure what he's doing or where he is. Enenoth, although seemingly kind, doesn't normally get involved with crime or political affairs.
I think, first of all, we need more information. I don't think we have enough. We still don't know many things, like, is she really a demon? Did she just summon demons? How long has she been planning this? What is she planning? We don't know what she's planning.
Okay, then how do we go about finding those things?
We could do a few things. We could either infiltrate the organization. That'll be extremely difficult, and she knows most of us. We could break in and try to find more information out that way. We could try going to places she has been. That's just a few suggestions. Usually when you are I'm not familiar with investigations, but if this is anything like researching something for a essay, then you need to compile as much information as you can from as many sources as you can. So I think
I'm very much in favor of investigating and making
exactly,
sure we have all
because
the
I feel
facts
like
and
if we
data that we can to make the best
go
decision.
to the royal family and be like, surprise, she is evil, arrest her, it might not go in our favor.
That might specifically backfire, actually. Owing to the point that you made a little bit ago about how
Right, it might-
closely
it might-
tied
Did
the
you
Crown
all
and the
find
Church
any
are.
evidence in the temple? Anything that if we set someone on a trail they might find to corroborate your story?
Besides the demon dog that was there, and skeletons, we also looked through, we know that they were going to a different location. We don't know where, though. And we know that, I have found the list of the gods in the temple, right?
Yeah.
And we found the list of pagan gods. So she was researching that.
May I see that list if you
Oh,
you
of
have
course.
Weaver looks up. You mean K-Paw was writing a list? This is K-Paw's work. This is the work of us. This is our work. We don't know who the Forgotten Ones are, but they keep slipping us small pieces of paper with more and more information, and the more research we try to do on the subject, the more it seems accurate.
TZ, don't you have a, and I also have these arrows. I'll show them the arrows.
I also have a what?
You have a crown or whatever that you got from our dream.
Sorry, you got from a dream?
It is very weird. That's actually kind of how we met.
Oh, yeah, that crown.
A lot of people fell asleep.
Yeah, I fought and won that fair and square.
I'm sorry, I'm sort of lost on the context of finding something in a dream, but yet having it. There's a story here.
It's kind of how we met. So I was off trying to discover more about the invisible war in my Shiri, and I wasn't getting enters here. And I fell asleep, and I met people I had no knowledge of. I know I never met any of them before. We were in a labyrinth that had actual historical information, but in a different way than I had ever read. And we met a god in this dream. And when I woke up, I found arrows that had been in the dream, and they were in my bag. They had teleported from the dream to reality. So whatever is happening with these old gods, they're trying to send us a message to do something. And I'll show them the golden arrows.
Yeah. Morgus's brow is kind of furrowed as he is sort of moved to sort of scratching his little owl on the top of the head while it like nibbles at his thumb a little bit. I've
never seen.
It's very strange. Do you can you describe the god? What that
He was a centaur. And we were fighting against snake people, I think is the best way to say it. They weren't the lizard
Weaver
folk.
gets up from the table. She snags one of the arrows out of the quiver that the arrows are in and strides across the room, disappearing through a door to the right-hand side of the room next to kind of a buffet table of apples and mangoes and bread.
I just forgot what the apples that were ripe and not mushed looked like. Actual edible apples. It's been so long.
I think Morgus is gonna take the hand that's not petting his owl, and he's gonna wave his fingers a little bit, just kind of like do a little twirl, and one of the mangoes is going to sort of ride up on this little blue, white, and gold sparkling cloud across the room, and then he'll pick it up from midair, and then he'll start like slicing it open and stuff and whatnot for him and his owl, and he'll start making more little fruit croissants by just poking the fruit into the croissant as he's thinking about the description.
As this is happening, Weaver comes striding back into the room. Behind her is a Goliath woman, very rugged, kind of covered in black soot and dust. And next to her, a well-armored human. What do the party see as you walk into the room, Liz?
So on first glance, they see this sleepy, almost trudging behind this massive Goliath, almost dutifully. Average height, about 5'7", a little bit more muscular, but definitely maybe not as active for what the rest of her gear looks like. Her armor's not well taken care of. It's turned a bit of a patinaed green. It's rusting in places. It's got a little bit of, holes kind of eaten out of it in bits that looked like maybe there was a bit more embellishment to it. Sort of shoulder length mauve hair and a braid tied super messily. Obviously hasn't been done in quite some time, but kept out of sort of habit almost, as she sort of trudges behind the Goliath.
Weaver and the Goliath and this human walk into the room, Weaver looks at the party of people who aren't aware of who these companions are, and she says, Clan, meet Ulu, our resident blacksmith, and this is Sela.
Resident exterminator, I guess, Weaver? Is that accurate?
Sure, yeah. We can go with that.
Would you like some mango, Sela? It's fresh.
I'm all right. Thank you. For now.
Well, I've got some if you want any.
All right. Ulu, what can you tell us about these arrows? And she puts the one she took back into the quiver, and Ulu sits down next to Weaver and Linus, who's still just quietly reading a book as he kind of snaps his fingers and a little flame comes out. He's not paying attention to anything that's happening. He's literally just sitting there reading a book. Ulu looks at the arrows. I have only read about these. These are some awesome arrows, man. Oh, you got these in a dream. Okay, I don't care about the magic of how you got these into a dream, but holy shit, these are sweet arrows. Do you know what they do? Have you used them?
They were supposed to murder a snake, but we kept them instead. I believe the closest goddess to him is Galaldi. I believe that is who we met and who they belong to.
All right, regardless of a god, these are walloping arrows. I don't know if y'all are skilled with a bow or not, but these can do some pretty crazy damage. They're pretty fucking cool. If you don't want them, I'll keep them.
No, they're my arrows. Fuck you. I killed snake people to get these arrows.
All right. Do you need a bow? I can make you a bow.
That would be. I only have this mediocre crossbow.
Oh yeah.
That I
These cannot
acquired legally.
No, these are not. Yeah. Okay. I'll make you a bow. Anyone
not
else?
had
And
to
she just
leave in
like
sheath
really
yet,
excitedly looks
so
around
it's
the
doing
table.
well.
Godfrey, I already hooked you up. How's that sword doing?
Not yet.
Well, that's good. No scary monsters in the dark, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Sela, we were talking about your armor, talk about your weapons. I know you won't let me fix it,
It's
but I
fine
can.
the way it is. Thank you. But it's fine, I promise.
Well, in the event someone stabs you through that hole in your torso, let me know and I can patch it for you.
God, I hope they do. And she just kind of looks off.
I'm Livy, by the way.
Livy, I'm sorry. Scylla, I'm not normally up this early. But it's nice to see some new faces around here.
Would you like a cup of cauliflower?
A cup of...
I'd say
A cup of cauliflower.
coffee flower. I called... Never mind, it's a term of endearment. Would you like something that would help wake you up? I'll brew it for you if you'd like.
Cup of coffee would be lovely, thank you.
My little owl will sort of onto my shoulder, and I'll go make a cup of coffee for Sela.
Yeah. You guys watch as Morgus heads out the door behind Weaver.
I was going to ask about armor.
What if I
Almost
wanted
died
coffee?
like 5 times.
From the other room,
I don't
there's
think-
this. I'm happy to make it for you.
Weaver snaps her head. I don't think the child needs coffee, Morgus.
Child?
Hey, I'm a child. I can drink coffee.
All right, DD, please. You
What?
don't have to tell anyone else, but see this. Just write how old you are for me. I'm curious. I'm so curious. I'm going to explode.
Do you tell him how old you are, Zeba?
Livy looks at you pleadingly.
So I was just gonna give you a really confusing go. Oh, what day is it? I'll be honest. I don't remember when I left home anymore.
What? I have it in my journal. What day is it?
I have to remember what day you asked me last time, and then add from there.
This is why you should you should answer my obsessive questions.
It's still Fievel. It's still spring. I don't remember what day I told you, so.
It's Fievel spring. And the date is insert date here at later time.
I love that I have to make a calendar and timeline just for Livy. Because I half-assed did it. I just threw something at you, and now you're testing me, and I like it.
Yeah, absolutely. He's a historian. He needs to know these accurate dates.
Nice way of putting it.
I'm also a more accurate way to prove is I'm really annoying.
So let's say Livy knows exactly what day it is. Livy, are you gonna relay this information?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is spring. Fievel. Insert date here.
Zima will start trying to count on her fingers and lose track and then to recount it and be like, "Can I round up?"
No.
No.
You can give months. I don't. Do you need me to help you with the math?
Well, okay, but don't tell anyone.
Okay, I
then
won't
we can
tell
go
anyone.
So we're just gonna lean really, really close to Livy in his ear.
Do you want to just DM it to me?
Yes.
At this point, Ulu bites into a giant apple. Anything else, or can I be back to work?
Oh, armor.
From the other room, there's this. Do you want coffee before you go?
Yes, please.
All right. Do you have a specific flavor you'd like, love?
There's no what? It's just coffee.
I can make any flavor you want.
Just give me coffee, Morgus.
Really? It's all you want. Let me have a little.
Coffee.
All right, fine.
As Ziba and Livy have a private conversation about how old Ziba is, aka Dee Dee.
No, Weaver, it's just coffee. It doesn't matter how old she is. She could have coffee. I had coffee when I was young, and I turned out fine.
Godfrey, do you want your usual?
Yes, thank you, Morgus.
She looks at you, Godfrey. Not everyone has to wear a mask, Godfrey.
Weaver, what flavor do you want?
Oh, everybody does.
I already had some, thank you, Morgus.
Would you like more?
No, thank you.
All right, fine.
We have a demon problem, remember?
That's as
We
good
do.
a reason as ever to drink more coffee.
I'm fine.
I remember back in my student days. That addiction.
Livy, are
It was
you
terrible.
are you stopping Ulu? You've whispered armor twice now. She's not gonna hear you if you whisper.
He's very awkward, and he'll because he's already is yeah, I'll accept a bow. But now he's I want armor as well, and it's do you sorry, we just met. Do you have any spare armor? It's maybe a little better than the one I have now. If you don't, it's fine. Sorry.
I have a chain shirt
just
I
met.
made for Linus here, and he never wears it.
Is that sorry? Edward needs to know this. Is that better than studded armor?
It is. It depends. I would say, yeah, it is better than studded armor, but does Livy want to be loud? because this is.
Alright, has a disadvantage against stealth? No, he doesn't. He's already like, do you have something that might not draw too much attention? I am very squishy.
Oh, I am not a leather worker. I can make you the good stuff. Not like what she's wearing. And she points at Sela. I did not make that.
She sucks her teeth.
But swords, plate armor, chain armor. I could put some studs on your leather armor if you want. But yeah, you gotta kick into the Carousel Court pot and essentially pay your dues, you know, to really take full advantage.
Right, of course. My apologies.
All right, here we
I
are.
will.
I've got everyone's favorite flavor, and there's just this big platter with like 6 cups of coffee on it, and I'm gonna set it, and then I'll hand yours to Godfrey, and there's this little as like these like sort of mossy green sparkles come out of the top, and then I'll hand one to Ziba, and these little red sparkles come up out of the top, and then I'll hand one to Levy, and these like sort of cerulean blue and silver sparkles come out of the top, and then I'm going to walk over to Sela and I'll go, all right, Flower, now, what's your favorite flavor?
Just coffee. Just coffee.
All right.
She's with me, Morgus,
Alright.
and Ulu just reaches over your head with her hulking size and grabs the whole cup in one hand and takes off out of the room back the way she came in.
Tall now, enjoy. All right, well, mine is rather special, and I'll, and it is just gob piled with whipped cream, and I'll, I've got something like
I love it.
Livy has
Mhm.
what looks like Vietnam flashbacks as he stares into the coffee.
Oh my gosh!
All the paperwork, all the late nights.
I don't think that's. I mean, okay.
What?
That is it. Thank you so much for listening. We are everywhere you find podcasts, hopefully, and also on all the socials. If you like what you hear and want to give us some support, we have an official Utopia store with t-shirts and mugs and tote bags, as well as a Patreon, which is full of behind-the-scenes content, in-depth lore, and a little more information on the player characters. Intro and outro music by Nolan Clock. Engineered, produced by myself, Mystic Musings. Have a great day.